Hey everybody, I'm JDSF1987. I'm a writer and blogger. To see my latest posts, go to my blog site at jgsf1987.com. So, we have a new development. Or shall we say, a not surprising development in terms of this whole Russia thing. Here's the thing. I haven't seen any real evidence to say that there was any connection between, Russia hacking the DNC and such. First of all, the DNC, if they're going to be making that allegation, they should be providing their server, but it's not worth opening that can of worms. Or at least not initially. Actually, what I was talking about was Devin Nunes, the chair for the House Intelligence Committee, Select Committee on Intelligence, actually, but whatever, you get the point. So, he's staying on after, the ranking member, Adam Schiff, and by the way, both these guys are from California. One's from the Los Angeles metro area, the other guy's from the Central Valley. The point is that the Democrats are trying to get Nunes get him to relinquish his chairship, then to put somebody else in there. When, of course, Nunes had, done what he did, blah, 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 blah. So, going to Trump without consulting everybody else on the Intelligence Committee. I mean, yeah, they have, their anger's a little bit legit, but I think the Democrats, unfortunately, they're overplaying their hand in terms of this whole Russia thing. I see it for what it is. There's maybe some element of truth in this, but most of it is them spinning this out of proportion. What they're trying to do is they're trying to cover up for their mistake for fielding Hillary, or for the fact that, anybody other than Hillary is illegitimate. I have a piece about that on the Daily Kos. And I will put it in the link below for you to look, and give me your thoughts. Also, I saw something in Salon magazine. So, there's a couple of Republican Party operatives, from the state party here in here in California. And these two geniuses hired Nigel Farage to be their spokes guy for this. Now, if you all remember Brexit, that was Nigel Farage's brainchild. So keep that in mind. Anyway, so what they're trying to do is they're trying to do a CalExit, or for that matter, trying to split the state of California into 2 states. I started a petition for this. It's on moveon.org. I'll put the link for that in the description, just like I will with the Daily Kos story article that I wrote. Well, not specifically on the not on the Intel Committee. It's what it's on basically is what this has done for us as progressives. This new opportunity that we've been granted. That's what I wrote on Daily Kos, and that's going to go in the description down below. As for but as for Nigel Farage, yeah, I don't know what these guys are thinking, but these guys are complete and total. These guys are on a completely different planet. But at the same time, it's not exactly that surprising. Primarily because the the landed side of California is really conservative. So it's the exterior, the exterior, the coastal exterior, and then the inland, and then the landed interior. There's two different, it's basically like two different states. Along the coast, with a few exceptions, is really liberal. The inland part, now the landed part of California, with a few exceptions, is very conservative. So if you have the liberal coast and the conservative land, this is where you run into trouble. So yeah, it's basically like two different states here. Anyway, the point is, these guys, I don't know why they're trying to do this. I think these guys are completely and totally insane. And I don't plan on voting for it, by the way. And if you live here in the state of California, I'm going to advise you to vote against it, because it's not worth ensuing even more chaos by trying to split the state in two. It's not worth it. It's bad enough that we have to deal with Donald Trump as our president with his incompetence and his party's incompetence. And this is where the opportunity is. If you all saw how Trump Care got basically tabled, sorry about that. If you saw how that got tabled, that says one thing. It's that not only do we have the people with us, backing us up, it also means that these guys have been trying to deliver on a promise, and guess what? When it came for the time for them to do it, they blinked. Apparently, for the House Freedom Caucus, it did not go far enough. Meaning it didn't bring back the old system, but without Medicare, Medicaid, without both Medicare and Medicaid, making it everything to the private system and making it even less efficient. I mean, I'm not saying that the system now is really all that efficient. It's not. But it's slightly, I would say, more efficient in some ways. But no, you can't design something around private insurance. It's just, you can't do it. It's what people are finally waking up to, and so now, instead of replacing it by going back to the old system, making everything all privatized, there's a new movement for pushing for a Medicare for everybody system, or extending Medicare to everybody. If that happened, that would solve our problem about people getting basic medical coverage. It would be about maybe a fifth to about a tenth of the price. Yeah, you pay more in income, not income taxes, on payroll taxes, but the savings you get out of it is much higher. Anyway, but that's essentially where the route that we're going right now is. We're going down to a single payer system. And we'll see what happens. Anyway, so yeah, I'll put my Daily Coast, my recent Daily Coast article down in the description. And I'll put that Salon article link down in the description, as well as the petitions link in the description as well. And also As an added bonus, I'll also place the link of my last posting on my blog. So, without much further ado, I am JGSF 1987, and I am out of here.